everybody, I'm Steve Erickson, and welcome to Sportswave. Sportswave is a monthly program that features some of the many athletes and sporting events in the Delta area, as well as our own Lower Mainland. Sportswave comes to you this month from Softball City, home and site of the 1999 Canada Cup International Women's Fast Pitch Championship. On this month's show, we'll find out why this major event is so successful to our own Lower Mainland area, and could it possibly be that some of the best women's fast pitch players attend this major event. We'll also look at the Harry Jerome Track Classic that recently took place at Swangard Stadium, in which there were over 500 athletes competed in this development meet for elementary school track hopefuls. And we'll talk to Jim Coyle about the provincial ball hockey championships that were recently held in the North Delta Sun God Arena. And also the Delta Ball Hockey held their annual awards night at the North Delta Senior Secondary School. The 12-year veteran coach of the Delta Dodgers, Mike Pistor, enlightens us as to the successful play of the Delta Dodgers. Stay tuned. Sportswave's up next. One of the best kept secrets in sports is ball hockey. Started 10 years ago in North Delta with only 50 kids, Delta minor ball hockey has grown to over 250 players, which has surpassed lacrosse in North Delta.
Gives that one over to Bell. Bell comes in, picks up speed, goes over on the doorstep, trying to get the ball loose, and Vincent right there. Vincent trying to get the ball loose off the boards. Looks, shot it towards the net, picked back up out in front. Beautiful goal right there by the Syndicate. Oh, the timeout helped.
A bit of a letdown by the Devils defense there. Caught napping, and the Syndicate took full advantage of it.
That's right. That's right. A little bit, as you were saying, a little bit of a letdown by the Devils, or pardon me, by the Blues defense right there.
Blue Devils.
The Blue Devils. A little bit of a letdown right here by the defense.
Ball hockey is a great transition sport for hockey players. Delta minor ball hockey plays out of the Sun God Arena for only 2 months of the year while the ice is out, and has the potential for a tremendous amount of future growth. We attended the Delta Minor Ball Hockey Awards night, where recognition was given to all who participated in this fun sport. Hello and welcome to the 10th annual Delta Minor Ball Hockey Awards at the North Delta Senior Secondary School. Tonight they're going to be giving out some hardware for a lot of well-deserved recognition for individuals that truly had a successful season.
In the provincials this year, it goes to show how big you say this association is. We won 3 golds out of 5. We won 2 silvers out of 5. We won the most sportsmanlike team in 1 division. Langley won 1 division. Surrey won 1 division. So I'm very proud to be associated with this association. The Peanut Dragons were league winners, playoff winners, provincial winners, and most sportsmanlike team.
Trophies and medals were handed out this night to players, referees, and coaches from all divisions of minor ball hockey.
Coaches, Jim Burton.
Okay. Congratulations. You guys smile into the camera, look. Congratulations.
Jerry, 10 very successful seasons for Delta Minor Ball Hockey. How does it feel to be part of it?
I'm very privileged, in my mind, to have started out. I wasn't here the first year, but I was here the second year. We went up from 50 to about 75 players. Now we're at 251, and I can see nowhere but up. Every year since I've been involved, we've gone up. Not a lot some years, but other years we've gone up 25 or 30 players. This year we closed our registration, and we had kids that it was too late. We had to turn them away because the teams had been selected, and if they all come back, we're going to grow in leaps and bounds. And it's just an honor to me to be involved in something that's giving these kids that opportunity.
Yeah, the toughest obstacle minor ball hockey in Delta had to overcome was floor time availability. You were always fighting for the almighty hour against lacrosse and at lacrosse at that time. Going to any other facilities besides playing out of Swangard for next season?
We're looking at going to Tawasin, the South Delta Recreation Center. We had some time there this year. We're going to try and do a little more promotion out there and maybe get some teams from out there. We're classified as Delta Minor. It just seems right now we're only North Delta. We want to grow. We want to go to Ladner. We want to go to Tawasin. It's all part of Delta. And if we can get playing out of South Delta, the interest will come and we'll grow from there. And maybe eventually we'll have associations in all three locations.
Okay, so if somebody wants to get a hold of you about playing minor ball hockey in Delta, what's the phone number?
The best thing to do is to phone myself at 507-0780. You can go to Nordell Sports. He can get in touch with us. You can get in touch with Delta Parks and Rec. They can get in touch with us. If you're at all interested or you want more information, please phone.
The 17th Harry Jerome Track Classic was once again held at Swangard Stadium. This event, which originally only featured the elite Canadian and international athletes, now has installed elementary school relays to make it more of a family event and be more enjoyable to more spectators. Here at the Harry Jerome site of the 17th annual Harry Jerome Track Classic at Swangard Stadium. Joined by Laura. And Laura, you're involved with the team here from Immaculate Conception in Delta. Tell us about the team. Introduce the boys for us.
Okay, team as a school team is great, but this particular relay team has been unbeatable all season. They've come first in all the track meets. We got Kevin Dixon, who's also a club runner, Stephen Adusi, another club runner, Kevin De Torres, and Felix Yang. The boys are very, very fast. They've won all their relay events all year, and here a third at the Harry Jerome is quite exciting.
Yeah, Laura, tell us how did they get started? Whose idea was to come up with a group of individuals like this to compete in this in the first place?
The school got invited, so all the relay teams are here for the school. You just kind of get invited to this event. The organizers call you up, and
we don't see an awful lot of Delta teams. Any real reason that you're aware of?
No. I know that the Catholic system has a big track program. I'm not sure about the public school system with track practice and stuff. I don't see a big track program in the public system. Okay,
now you talk about practice. What type of hours are involved for the young people to go out? Never mind yourself, but what about the hours that they put in the practice?
These kids here, we as a school team practice Tuesday, Thursdays, and in some field events in the morning before school. But the two boys here, AJ and Kevin, they're part of the South Fraser Track Club, so they go every day, 5 days a week, I think. So 4 days a week, 6 to 8. So they do a fair amount of running at the Bear Creek track in Surrey.
Well, big commitment for all the youngsters. They did a good job and represented Delta very well with a third coming into this. Close, nip and tuck for second between third, but
yeah, it was a close race, and they did a great job because they were stuck in a lane with two teams in one lane is quite odd for a relay.
It is, it really is.
So they did a great job.
Not only is this a track and field event, behind me you can see the women's hammer as well as a men's shot put. Tell us about this event again. Very successful.
Very successful event. Again, to have the track and field event here in British Columbia brought on. It's an IAAF fixture, an International Amateur Athletic Federation fixture. And it is on the fixtures of the major meets throughout the world. And Ken Elmer has just done a fantastic job of putting some things together again and keeping this meet going in memory of Harry Jerome. And many people forget that Harry Jerome is the only man to ever, at the same time, co-hold the world record in the 100 yards and the 100 meters. And that's done by a Canadian, and nobody has done that since.
Do you think it'll ever be broken?
Well, they don't run the 100 yards too often anymore, for starters, but up to the time that they did it, nobody has done that. And they've all come close, they've won events, but one of the things from a historical point of view, Steve, that I think has to be said.
Okay, we watch the youngsters come out to all the different schools,
Oh,
come
it's
out
great.
and compete. The young kids are really having a good time.
Oh, they're having a good time. They run a 4x100 for the young kids. Ken built this thing, and the Achilles, when they started this 17 years ago, wanted the families to come out, wanted to make it a family event in the afternoon, come out and watch track and field. So what they did is they put an elementary school relay together, put some high school events together, and then the international stuff. So you led up right from elementary to the afternoon, and you had a full afternoon of track and field.
Oh, now you're hosting, maybe not yourself, but there's a 50th anniversary coming up for a track and field reunion coming up in Vancouver.
Yes, to all members and former members and alumni of the Vancouver Olympic Club that started in 1949. On September the 3rd at the Vancouver Rowing Club, we're having our anniversary. 1949, 1999, 50 years. We want everybody to phone either myself or Marion Crowley and want everybody to come out. We've already heard from His Honor, Gardy Gardam, who was a member of the Vancouver Olympic Club in the 50s, and he's responded, and he will be there. Nice. And we're just thrilled that His Honor will come and grace us with his presence.
Okay. Ken, once again, pretty successful event here. You've got over 500 athletes competing.
Yeah, we've got a good show, 17th annual. Yeah, we're happy with who's here.
You know, we've got lots of schools, lots of young people involved.
Yeah, well, we've got 500 elite athletes. That doesn't count the school children or the high school 1,500 meter runners or the 4x100 meter runners. What we've done this year is we've sort of changed our direction a little bit. Instead of spending all our money on one or two key athletes, we've taken our top 9 BC carded athletes, all that are international runners, and tried to build fields around them so they can get an early season competition, getting ready for if they're running the Pan Ams or if they're going to the European season or the World Championships. This is sort of like where they're starting.
With the Olympics going every 4 years, do you think this is a positive note for like the Harry Jerome Track Classic to build for the Olympics for the Canadian athletes?
Yeah. We have every 4 years we have a really good meet. Olympic hype, and that's what the athletes all want to do, is be in the Olympics. So yeah, this is sort of like a change of focus from last year, and we're sort of building through to the year 2000. We're going to have a great meet next year.
Now, some people in the past little while have been very critical of Track Canada in regards to how they actually assist events like this. Can you comment on that?
Yeah, I think in order for our sport to flourish, which it certainly isn't, we have to have competitions across the country. And, I think Athletics Canada should be taking a direction in trying to provide help or assistance or sponsorship, whatever way they can, to have a half a dozen meets across the country. Toronto doesn't have a meet. Ottawa doesn't have a meet. Montreal doesn't have they have a high performance meet, but they don't have a meet where they're trying to get spectators to come out and watch a 2-hour show. And, I think you got to do that.
Okay, now with the spectators, you've got a good crowd in hand right now, but what do you think you can do for the future to entice them, especially going into the millennium?
Well, we just have to let the media know who we've got more often throughout the year, because you can't develop any rapport with an athlete if you only see them once a year. And, we're still not doing a very good job, even us, Achilles, of letting people know where our athletes are each week all the way through, so that when they get here, they say, oh yeah, well, Leah did run in Japan last weekend. They did run in Australia 2 weekends ago. I want to watch you run here. So we've got to do that.
I remember watching young Tara Perry run out in the Abbotsford area, and she's sure taking it to a new height.
Yeah, she's Canadian champion. She's running the 1 and the 2 today, and those are the sort of athletes that make me happy, because we've sort of developed them through the Jerome here.
Yeah, nice feeling close to the heart.
Yeah, she's a nice lady.
It's very nice. Okay, we'll let you go. You're a busy man. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
With over 500 elite athletes, as well as many elementary school youngsters, this meet has the potential to build and foster the competitive attitude and strength which can only help our up-and-coming athletes compete at the highest level. Once again, Delta Dodgers junior baseball team is having another successful year. Veteran coach Mike Pistor explains a bit about his team's pitching and their performance to date.
Do it. Going home right now. Goes straight up the middle, past Oikawa, and it goes right out center field to Cruz, and we had 2-run score for the Delta Dodgers. Scott Newitt scored and Aaron Piva scored, so the Dodgers take the lead by a 2-1 score right now.
Team tonight that's sporting a record of 3-17 should be, and we won't want to jinx anybody, should be an easy going for you guys tonight.
Well, we're hoping for a victory, but they don't often come easy for us. And these guys, although their record doesn't indicate it, they are actually quite competitive and in most games they play.
You always known to have strong pitching. Any major changes from last game we did till now?
Different pitcher, Brad Lounsborough, lefty's going for us. It's actually his first start in about 3 or 4 weeks, so he's definitely fresh. We'll see how he does, but it's been a while for him, so it'll be interesting to see how he does.
Yeah, you're 3.5 games down behind the leader. What do you have to do to catch them?
Keep winning. We're going along pretty good right now. We do have 3 or 4 guys out injured. Our catcher, #1 catcher, Riley Anderson's out. One of our top outfielders, Mike Martinson's out. So we're a little undermanned right now, but no, we just got to play good, sound baseball and execute, and we'll be okay.
Runners going long, well-placed ball, back out center field, out to Cruz. Cruz going back by the fence. Does he grab it?
No catch.
No, couldn't catch it. You can hear the umpire hollering no catch, throws it back in to Stonebrough. Stonebrough gives that one, and he just walks that one in.
Thanks.
But boy, did he ever hammer that. A stand-up double, tagged in 2 runs for the Dodgers.
Well, that was
2
a
more
very,
runs.
very well hit ball. I thought on the onset of the hit that it may go for a home run here.
Now watch
Here it
this.
is here. Right, very good swing, good level swing, right off the end of the bat, and he got a lot of it. Couldn't really see there in that replay, but it didn't look like the player made a really good attempt for the catch. He maybe was worried about the fence, I think. So
probably, because I don't think.
6th annual Canada Cup International Women's Fast Pitch is held at Softball City, which features some of the best teams from around the world, such as Japan, China, Australia, and the #1 team in the world, the team from the United States.
Second, we got the force out on leadoff at second, and the leadoff batter Carrier is on at first.
Ball's well hit. It's deep. This should score 1. And Carrier does score, and it's a stand-up double for Tracy Stutton. So Canada.
The Canada Cup was started as a development tournament in 1993. This was primarily to help expose our Canadian national team to top caliber play. The Canada Cup will be instrumental to the development of the Canadian national team as they train for the upcoming 1999 Pan Am Games this July in Winnipeg and the 2000 Games in Sydney, Australia. Today's media event, just a few days prior to the first day of the competition, will introduce us to the coach of Team Canada and what their strategy to success will be.
I think our team is going to be, it's very young, as usual. We're sort of in the developing stage because we're building for 2000. I think they'll be pleasantly surprised. There's some players that were on it last year, some new players, and I think we're going to make the announcement here. So we'll wait till the press conference gets going, then you'll see what the team's about. But I'm really pleased with what we're going to be bringing. With this tournament being here, which is the elite tournament, as you know, we're looking forward to see where we have to grow.
No kidding. All right, we got the top 5 teams competing in this major event. Australia, the defending championships, as usual, they're going to be tough to beat.
Oh yeah, definitely. But gotta look at this. Our border neighbors, they're bringing 2 teams this year, and they haven't been at the Canada Cup, and they're bringing their #1 team. So it's going to be quite exciting. People are going to see softball at a level they've never ever seen before.
What type of coaching staff? How many people are involved as assistants to you?
Right now, what I'm doing is that we're bringing 2 teams. So I have a coaching staff of 6 that is coming, and basically I'm going to be sitting back and working between the 2 teams and doing evaluations, because our plan is after this year is to announce 25-team Olympic roster October the 1st. So it's a real true test for all the players coming here to be part of our Olympic roster.
Now, our Olympic team, and we have obviously with the size of Canada, where are they based out of? How often do you get them together in the course of a year for practice? It must be a tough schedule to do.
Yeah, it's very much. We usually try to get them together in periods of 10 when they're free from their college career. As you know, a lot of our players play down the States. A lot of our players are even hockey players. So it's very difficult, and I think that's why we have to really maximize the time we have together. and that's not what we like to have, but we have to deal with it similar to a lot of national teams within our country.
It's the best we can do right now for ideal conditions.
Yeah, very much so. And if you look at our hockey program or anyone, they put together a couple weeks, and then we got to go compete against teams that's been put together for a lot longer period of time. So, but we have the heart, and we work hard, and that makes us very competitive.
Yeah, let's talk briefly about the feeder system for our team. Where do we get the young players from? What is actually the development like at a younger age?
I think right now we're starting to make inroads on that based on the Olympic movement. But we've got a long way to go. I think, first of all, we have to touch base with coaching development. And being out here, I'm hoping to get involved here with the local associations here and do some work with the coaches, put on some coaching program, because without coaching, then our development is at a slow rate. So first of all, we develop our coaches, and then I think our program will fly based on the Olympic movement.
Once again, we're here at Softball City, home of the Canada Cup, as it's come to be known. Successful event as usual.
Yes, Steve, we're going again, and it's going to be the biggest event we've ever had. We got the U.S. team here this year, and we're really looking forward to the best event yet.
We've got defending champions Australia here. Once again, going to put a solid team forward. But let's talk about our Canadian team, our contingent. What type of representation we're going to have?
Well, we're going to have the Pan Am team here. Team's just arriving in here from Calgary today, as a matter of fact, and the team will be announced here at this press conference. And the Canadian team, I think, they're number 5 in the world, and as you know, we got all top 5 teams here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it'll give us a pretty good idea by next Sunday, July 11th, how everybody sits.
Are you involved with the Special Olympics program as well?
Special Olympics is here, and we have 8 teams again this year, and the Canadian team is coming from North Carolina, where they're in the World Championship, and it's going to be a great event as usual.
As usual, a lot of volunteers behind the scenes put this on. We always call the unsung heroes. Tough to put on without them.
Without them, this event wouldn't go on. That's a fact. The volunteers make this event go, not... we've got a great committee, and we've just got an unbelievable army of volunteers, and for the next 10 days they'll be out there working their tails off, and that's really what makes this event go.
I guess the biggest thing you're looking forward to or hoping for is a very, successful weather.
Oh, no problem. There's no problem with the weather. Starting on Friday, we're going to have a drought for 10 days, so there's no problem there at all.
Bob, successful event last year for you, winning the gold championship. What are you looking at this year, besides you'd naturally like to take it home again?
Oh, we'd definitely like to take it home again. It seems like the competition level has gone up a little bit with the USA being here. But I think this year's a little different to last year. It's 99, not 2000. So last year that was our World Championship team, and they were getting ready to play in the World Championship. So, we held nothing back here. In this tournament, we probably haven't quite got the same strength. We're still trying a few new things for 2000. So until we get out and play, it'll be interesting.
What type of feeder system have you got in Australia for your team? How many teams do you have the luxury to draw from? We're a big country, a small population, like Canada, but we don't even have the population you have, and so we're spread out a fair bit. And we have a squad of 28 players, and that's who we pick from. So each year in January, we have a national championship with 6 state teams and 2 territories, and that's where we pick our squad of 28 from. How do you find them? You got scouts work with you or assistant coaches?
No, I have 2 national championships once a year. We have all the players get together to play for a week, and I have 2 scouts with me, or selectors we call them, and myself, and we just select our squad. And a lot of us, the team's been around for a while, so a lot of the core players picked on what they do for Australia, not what they do in the local competition.
So you've got your work cut out for you with the American teams here, because no doubt they want to take this championship home.
I don't worry about the Americans as such. I think they're another ball team. I think that Japan and China and Canada, they're all tough teams, and some of the other sides like the Sunbirds and all that, we treat them all the same, and if we can beat them, great.
I'm looking forward to a great week of softball, because you're not going to see softball anywhere in the world that's going to be better than what's going to be played here. When you're looking at the U.S., they're sending 2 teams. They probably could have sent 6 teams, and we would have had a battle. But we're satisfied they're just sending 2. Same with the Australian teams and the other teams that are coming. You're going to see competition at a level that I really believe only the Olympics may outstage it, and I'm not sure that will happen either. So thanks again, and looking forward to playing this week.
Having all of the top 5 2000 Olympic qualifiers all together at Softball City this year will be nothing short of spectacular.
The Czechs have hit even with them, 4 hits apiece.
That's all for Sportswave for this month. Hope you've enjoyed it. Coming to you from Softball City. On behalf of Kevin Adlam, I'm Steve Erickson. Thanks for watching. If you don't play sport, at least be one. DC TV Sports presents Delta Dodgers baseball from Winskill Park in Tawasin. Tonight's matchup, the Richmond Budgies versus the Delta Dodgers. Hello everybody and welcome to Tawasin Park here in Winskill Park. I'm Steve Erickson, joined by Craig the Doc McLaren. Our pleasure to bring you this broadcast tonight. And Craig, a little bit overcast, but they accommodated us pretty good. We're finally going to get the ball game in. But we look at the team matchup as we're watching tonight. Richmond Auto Body, the Richmond Auto Body Budgies, they're playing against the Delta Dodgers' somewhat different record. The Richmond Auto Body, right now, they're sporting a record of 3-17. The Delta Dodgers are 14-8. So a little bit lopsided standings right there.
Big spread. But as the Delta coach alluded to, the Budgies are in every game. It sounds like they're just on the unfortunate end of the lose.
That's right. They haven't really caught up. All right, we'll take a look right now at the roster for, I believe this is the Richmond Budgies roster. There's the players they have, and their biggest thing that they're going to have is the concerns for their starting pitcher. They've had a lot of strong leadership, but they haven't got solid pitching. They haven't been able to finish the innings off the way they want to.
Right. Probably stranding batters, just allowing too many hits, and it'll dig you a hole every time. Right?
It sure does. Well, Gord Lowry is the coach, and we talked to him earlier on, so let's listen to what he has to tell us. Gord Lowry, coach for the Richmond Auto Body team right now, sporting a 3-17 record. How's the team doing to date? Obviously, you're having a tough start.
Well, it's been a long season, as the 3-17 record would attest. We played better our last 5 games and managed 2 wins out of our last 3, so there's some improvement. There's some light at the end of the tunnel, we hope.
Did you make any major changes in the offseason before this year?
No, that's basically what has hurt us. It's sort of a cyclical thing in the fact that we graduated 6 juniors last year, and unfortunately our feeder system through the Richmond minor system came up empty. So basically we went from 16 ball players at the end of last year down to 10. So we've been doing some heavy recruiting just in fact to give us some bodies.
What's your home field that you play out of in Richmond?
We play out of Latrace Field, which is located at Minaroo Park.
What day for home games?
Normally Wednesdays and Sundays. We run 4 teams out of Latrace. Our junior team, a midget team, a senior team, and a semi-pro team in the PIL.
Well-used park.
Yeah, it is. It is. It keeps us busy.
So do the boys get down and watch any of the games of higher caliber, or even go to any of the Canadians games the odd time?
Well, basically, all our people pretty much support each other teams. And so consequently, like a lot of the junior kids, which are 19 to 21, they come out for the PIL team and the senior teams, and they help with the midgets and when we do our practices, things like that.
Okay, Gord, we'll let you go. We know you got a busy schedule. Thanks very much for joining us.
All right, thank you very much for your time.
Well, the biggest thing he was saying about the feeder system, not that solid from what they've had in the past, Greg?
No, it sounds like they lost a lot of players, and to regroup and get all those quality positions filled isn't always easy. So he's got a little bit of work in his hands.
That's true. Well, let's take a look at the Delta Dodgers roster as we have been given it right here. This is the young gentleman that will be playing tonight. And, of course, the biggest thing that the Delta Dodgers have lost right now is their catcher, the one that's been playing so well for them, is Riley Anderson. He is out with an injury. So we're going to go right now. We talked to Mike Pistor, the coach for the Delta Dodgers, earlier on. So let's go to the interview now. Tonight, that's sporting a record of 3-17 should be, and we won't want to jinx anybody, should be an easy going for you guys tonight.
Well, we're hoping for a victory, but they don't often come easy for us. And these guys, their record